that people don't understand with fraternal order, as far as us doing stuff. Why y'all do that? Why y'all do that? It's a craziness behind it. But like when they used to tell us what don't walk on the grass because that's a shortcut. So it's like you were like, this is stupid, but you're learning that there are no shortcuts in life. To get to where you want to go, to make it stand out, you got to follow the path, because you follow the path, you can't go wrong, because it's the path, you know where the path is leading, but you cut across the grass, you're liable to get anything. And it's like, wow, it took me getting out of that, saying this is some stupid stuff, to saying, man, I had a path.
Well, and then it's levels to that too. You know, at first it's don't walk on the grass. And you always trying to figure out, okay, don't walk on the grass. What's the quickest route? Blah, blah, blah. And then you get to a point where you like, ain't nobody looking at me. Let me cut across this grass. And that's life. That's life. You gotta know how to play the game. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's a yin and a yang.
Man, you said it. I mean, you said it perfectly. As far as dealing with that time, like I said, ain't nobody looking. But then all of a sudden, it's like, hey, man, you know, I saw you didn't. Where's you at? Don't worry about where I was at, but I saw you. You're like, this is some bull. But I mean, in your journeys so far, what has been something that you learned about yourself?
Man, I've learned that I have to always speak internally. I have to speak to myself about being fearless. Fear is something that we all have. It's natural, but when whatever it is you're trying to achieve, you're never going to reach your full potential if you continue to listen to that voice of fear. So what I have to do for myself is continually talk to it and minimize it. I gotta tell it don't live here. And you know, the more I do that, the stronger I become. The more that I do that, the more I'm able to accomplish. The more that I do that, the more I can set, you know, aggressive goals and continually begin to achieve them. So that's one thing I've definitely learned about myself, and that there's nothing that I can't do. If I set my mind to do it, I'm going to do it. Even if it's something I've never done before, I'm gonna figure out how to do it to be damn good at it. You know what I mean? So definitely those are some self lessons that I've learned along the line.
All right, and now let's go into this appearance on the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
How first of all, how was it to get a call saying, hey, we need you on the scene for the neighborhood. We're gonna do this and this. And who called you?
That was Risha. That was my dog right there. You mentioned Risha. So Risha and I connected in LA, and you know, Risha introduced me to a lot of St. Louis in Los Angeles. You know, I didn't know there was so many people from home, but Risha, that's my dog right there, man. You know, Risha is a true queen. She's a go-getter. She puts pieces in motion, and she's actually working on the team with Cedric. She really just hit me up one day and was like, Bo, I need you to do blah, blah, blah. Okay, Risha, cool, whatever. I didn't even know what it really was gonna be, you know? So yeah, that's how that came up. It was really just a phone call, but it was fun though. It was fun.
And like I said, we got a picture of the St. Louis, everybody that was St. Louis in the crew that she's put out there, and like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. Now again, to have that where it's St. Louis connected to where, I mean, that is a feeling that I know is beautiful when you are doing something on that level, and the people that brought you in is somebody that you knew from the crib. I mean, it's to sit back and say, yeah, I'm doing something with Cedric, and I'm doing something with Eric Rome, something with Risha, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on. You doing something with them? It's like, yeah. And then to say, that's fam, that's what we do.
Absolutely.
I mean, so being in those kind of situations, how does it really make you feel to know that you, first of all, respected on that level, and secondly, just it ain't it. I mean, but based on how you said it, it wasn't even a second thought. When Richard calls, Ed, I want you to do something. You're like, all right, cool.
That's how it is when you family. That's how it is. You know what I mean? But you know, there was an aha moment, you know, on the set of that show. And what I did love to see was, you know, Cedric being who he is at this point of his career. You know, he's a walking legend. Mm-hmm. He's a walking legend. And everybody on his team is cast that he grew up with. Right. His manager, Eric, who you mentioned, forgive me, I can't remember the assistant director's name, but it was another cat that grew up with Cedric. And then to see, like you said, all of us that were there from the crib, it just shows that, you know, St. Louis, you know, we come from a small city of love, you know what I mean? But even with that being said, there's nothing that we cannot do. You just have to step out on faith. You have to be consistent, work on your craft, be a good person. Don't be an a-hole. And things will happen. You know, the stars will align for you.
Now, I mean, you just dropped a straight up jewel in that fact of being from this place. There's a whole lot of people who are in the industry, and they don't want to say they from St. Louis unless they either getting paid or endorsed by somebody. So that kind of messes me up in a minute when you say, yeah, so and so from St. Louis, and then find out later on that they were around the corner in a neighborhood from you, but they never told them they were from St. Louis. It's like, this is crazy. What? Why do you think people have a rough time saying they from the Lou?
Man, to hell with them. I don't know. I don't know, man. That's a personal problem that they got. I don't know what that is. I love my city. I got a special word for them, but I don't know if I can use those words on your show. So
hey, go for it. Come on,
I'm gonna just say, you know, if you can't be proud of where you're from, then to me that says that there's something internally that you're still dealing with about, you know, whatever part that is about yourself. So you're not really being fully honest with yourself. You know what I mean? Because if you're proud of the person you are at this moment, you have to embrace everything that came before.
That's it.
You know, and if you don't, to hell with you. I'm gonna sip my tea.
Oh, I tell you, B, look at you, Bo. Look at you, man. That's what aces do. We move through the hey. Like I say, either you're with us or you can't.
Oh yeah. There you go. It's that simple.
Now, man, so with this new project you were talking about, like I said, you sent a video, and bruh, I mean, your thought, even in that process, in that video, your thought process, and I feel the vibe that you're putting out. Like you said, you in a whole different mindset when you get to playing your music, man.
Absolutely, man. You know, and so music is art, right? And it's kind of it's one of those things where the people who kind of who we call different, right? And we talk about, you know, how different they are. A lot of times at the moment when they put that stuff out, some people didn't get it. Right. You know, when Miles first came out, people didn't understand Miles. No. It wasn't until later that, you know, it was people, you know, in the 90s that was like, oh, this stuff is dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think you know, in the piece that you're talking about 27, right?
Yeah.
So 27 was inspired from obviously the murder of Breonna Taylor. And just it was a dedication to all Black women who've been taken from us by the hands of the police. And it felt heavy on me to present something through my art to speak to that. And that's not to take away from the men. We always talk about the men, but you know, it says a lot that when the same thing is happening to the women who we love and who we protect as Black men, we have to speak about them as well. And that story itself is just heartbreaking to me. You know, a girl who was doing everything right. She was making the best out of everything she had.
Right.
And for that situation and her life to be taken before her 27th birthday, the way that it was, in her sleep, in her silence,
right.
In her innocence, and for that to be intruded on, and for that to be ending up in torture for herself, for her boyfriend, for her family, for the world, for everybody to see. It's like we have to speak to that. So I created kind of a paint the picture moment from my instrument. So on that piece, I'm actually playing everything that you hear. I'm using sensors on the drum, so I'm able to program different sounds on each drum, and the way I hit the drum, whether it's with the tip of the stick, whether it's the middle of the snare or the rim of the snare, or if I press my bass drum mallet to the head, or if I just tap it, it's a different sound that happens. So I'm actually playing everything from the drums, and even the lights, I'm controlling the lighting from what I'm playing. So it was just my way of artistically painting a picture of how tormenting that night was, and saying the names of the many women who have been taken by the hands of police, and a dedication to say that you are not going to be forgotten.
Brother, look at that, man. That's deep stuff there, B. That's deep stuff. And the thing of it is, I like it so much. It's the fact that you have just shown in that little mentioning how deeply you are involved in making that music, because Justin, you talked about using synthesizers and using lighting to where most people are playing drums, but as far as thinking of how can I make, and again, that's the evolution of thought, how can I make the drums be more than one instrument? How can I make the drums bring the sound of, like I say, hitting it on the edge, hitting it in the middle, using the tip, using the back, it's the art. Like you said, the art of it is in those different kind of concepts.
I don't know what's happening. Somebody kicked in the door inside my girlfriend. Oh my God.
Okay, how old is your girlfriend?
She's 26. Hell, oh my God, yes, hell.
What's your name, sir?
Oh, my name is Walker.
You said Chris?
Hell.
And you said she's 26?
I'm thinking,
Kenneth?
Zero. Knocks rang out as she slept in the night. 1. Warrant in hand, but the address is not right. 2. Many times we have heard her story. 3. Peaceful scenes contorted and gory. 4. The wrong reason did they come to the house. 5. Times 22, they were off by 10 miles. 6, in peace she slept, unaware of what was bound. 7, loud bangs before the door fell down. 8, shots ensued but done without sound. 9, he was weary, destroyed by what he found. 10, times he begged and begged her to speak. 11, but she said nothing, she was so weak. 12, we have prayed and marched, we have fought. 13, we have begged and pleaded, you heard and hawked. 14, we are tired. 15, we are distraught. 16, we are angry. 17, Atiana Jefferson, you should be here. 18, Pamela Turner, Ayanna Stanley Jones, you should be here. 19, Corinne Gaines, you should be here. 20, Yvette Smith, Terica Wilson, you should be here. 21, Miriam Carey, you should be here. 22, Shelley Frey, Katherine Johnston, you should be here. 23, Darnisha Harris, you should be here. 24, Melissa Williams, Kendra James, you should be here. 25, Chantel Davis, you should be here. 26, Rakia Boyd, Sandra Bland, you should be here. 27, Breonna Taylor, you should be here. Say her name, scream it out loud. We have got to say something because they can't speak now.
Concepts. Now, as far as your getting to even think about using computers and synthesizers and everything in your music, when and where have you started? When did you start thinking on that level as far as using those things?
Ah, man, that was inspired by, well, number one, you know, technology has always, I'm not gonna say always, but over the years, you know, technology just increases its involvement into everything.
Right.
And it's the same thing with music.
Right.
You know, so, you know, on pop gigs, you know, when I was playing with, for instance, Melanie Fiona or the reggae band I toured with, Magic, you know, I'll put claps on the snare drum. You know, if it's a song that got that vibe, you know, you need that clap. Or, you know, playing chimes and snaps and triangles and stuff and placing that around the drum. So the electronics was already being involved, and I got real deep into programming and sound design. If when whoever calls and I need to make this drum groove sound like the record, I might need to design sounds that sound just like the record. Okay. So I started getting into it from that standpoint years ago. And then one of my drum heroes who I'm able to pick up the phone and call if I need to, thank God, Kendrick Scott. Kendrick, I saw him doing some drum soloing, and he was playing these 808s and he was playing these crazy synth sounds that was just blowing my mind. I think I watched the same video for a whole day, you know, and I started figuring out how he was doing it and what he was using to do it. And I said, okay, well, how can I put this into my repertoire? How can I create something with this? Because what that does is it opens up the gate and allow other people, you know, drummers, we can listen to drums and just rhythms all day and be like, wow. People who are not drummers be like,
What's up with that?
You know, I don't want to hear that. But what that does is it bridges the gap for drummers to be able to speak musically and to really entice, you know, those parts of the oral sensory for everybody else. It allows them to be able to connect with it. So I really wanted to pull that into my book, or like I say, my bag. And I just went in and stayed focused and figured out how to do it my way.
Yeah, and like you said, and people don't understand that, like I say, in your craft, because that's what it is. When you got your own craft, you find different ways of doing stuff that people don't understand or see. Like you said, I remember sitting, I mean, based on me dealing with video and sound and all that, to where I'm like you, I could sit there and I could watch a movie, and then the movie is going yada yada yada, but I'm hearing da 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 da. Come on, y'all hear that noise? Come on, what? They actually made it to where you could hear the water dripping in the back to add to the scene. Come on, no, ain't nobody. And they go back and, dang, I ain't hear that. You know, and people don't understand the where I go. Like you said, you watch this video over and over all day to get the sound pieces. I have to watch a movie 3 times. I watch it the first time from the artistic sense. I watch it the second time from the actual viewer perception. And I watch it the third time from the creative sense of, that was creative. That was good. That was good. Now, do you do that with music? Do you listen to songs in that same way?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, you can hear things that you never heard before. You know, the first time you might listen to something, you trying to figure out if you like it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, if you get my head bobbing, okay, that's cool. And then because I like it, I'm gonna listen to it again. But now I'm gonna hear something different. I'm like, oh man, the way they mixed the keys was real dope. The way, okay, you start to just really, it's like eating a sandwich and you know you like the sandwich. Right. But if you a cook at all, you're gonna try to figure out why that sandwich tastes the way it did. What did they put in it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Was it Miracle Whip on both sides or just on one side? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just a little bit different. But no, man, that ain't even Miracle Whip.
You know what I'm saying? It's levels to it. It's levels to it.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I want to ask you a few more lovely questions. Now, as far as the music scene goes today, can you compare today's music to, like, say, maybe the 90s music? Is there a difference in it? And if so, what do you think the difference might be?
There's definitely a difference. Definitely a huge difference. And I think here's the thing. That's always a conversation that, you know, people born in one decade to another are always gonna have, right? And I think the point is to try to get to a point to where we find the balance between keeping the standard that we expect out of the art and then allowing the art to evolve. It's supposed to, like, the music being made today, it shouldn't sound like the music from the 70s.
Right, you're right.
No.
You're right.
Now, that don't mean that I have to like it. That's a different conversation. But we have to allow it to evolve. My only issue that I have sometimes, you know, is when the bar comes here.
Right.
And what I blame for that, I blame radio for that, because a lot of times, you know, if you look for good things, you'll find good things. Right. Tons of amazing music out that's coming out like brand new, you know, and it's super dope. One of the artists that I work with, check out a song called "Exceptional Feelings" by Cooper Phillip.
Okay.
That song came out last year, but it has the body of work that was curated in the 90s, but today's sound. It has that quality. You know, cats like artists like Ari Lennox, she's killing it right now. She's super dope. Duran Bernard, one of Erykah Badu's artists, super dope. If we go into the hip hop side, I always say his name wrong. Toby Naiwe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Toby
Super dope. You know what I mean? But that's what I like. I like hip hop. I like cats who's speaking. I like lyricists. You know, but for somebody to just want to go to the club and have a good time, they might want to listen to Pop Smoke. Okay. But that don't mean that
that's what
it ain't good.
Right.
This might not be what I want to listen to, and that's okay. So I think that the thing is to keep the standard. Right. You know, we have to hold our artists to a standard, right, but allow the sound to evolve. And the more we can be okay with that, the better things get.
And like you said, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It wasn't so much of, like I said, trying to keep it the 70s sound. It's the fact that there's an element that should be consistent in the music. Like I said, if you come like you said with Toby's a bad dude. People are like, Toby's a bad brother. And it was so crazy that I got hooked on Toby from Try Jesus. Don't try me. I throw hands. I'm like, dude, this is before I heard him rap. It's like, this is crazy. For him, I mean, for you to think and run it like that, and it's the common thing. That was and like I said, and then listening to that song, you sit back and you say, hold on, man, he really just said, try Jesus, don't try me, because I throw hands. It's like, yeah, okay, Jesus is fine, y'all try him, but when it comes to dealing with me, you can't, no, I ain't gonna forgive you because I ain't got to. And I throw these hands.
It's authenticity, you know what I'm saying? Like
when
somebody means it, and you can feel that they're giving you a piece of them.
Yeah, that's it.
You can connect with it.
That's it.
You know, now you feel different when somebody just drops some bubble gum on you real quick and they ain't putting no time into it. That's what I mean by the standard.
That's it. Yes,
you know what I mean? So when that standard is there and there's some authentic inside of it, then we good. We good. That's all we need.
And like you said, I mean, and that's the thing with music. Like you said, that's the thing about music. Regardless of when you do a song, if you do it and you actually put something into it, people ride it forever. When you do a song and like, yeah, so and so ghost wrote it for me, so I ain't feeling it. I'm just doing it, but I'm getting paid because I'm so and so. You're like, yeah, okay. Get up out of here with that guy. You got your 5 minutes of fame. You enjoy it. All right, go on somewhere. We do a reunion tour. You ain't invited. All right, so now we're gonna play another game. This is for you, though. This is for you. Three questions for you. All right, here we go. First question: if you could, what song would you rewrite or redo? Any song.
Like, would I redo, or do I wish I wrote?
Redo.
Would I redo? What song would I redo? There's a song. What is her name? Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one. The next one I think I would redo. I would redo a song on Robert Glasper's Black Radio 2 album. That song is Cossie. You know what? I got my computer right behind me. You know what? Because I'm finna cheat. I'm gonna pass my test.
Yeah, you got the technology sitting behind you. Yeah, go ahead and cheat.
I'm gonna pass my test. Yeah. It's a song by Robert Glasper called Let It Ride. It features Nora Jones.
Okay.
It's on Black Radio 2. I would definitely redo that song.
Okay, all right. Now, is there any artist that you could work with that you want to work with? Past or present? Is there any artist that you just would have loved a chance to work with?
Would have loved a chance to work with. I would love, and I'm gonna say I want to work with.
Okay.
I would love to work with Beyonce. And I say that from the point of creativity.
Okay. Okay.
Very hands-on, very creative. An artist that I wish I would have been able to work with would be Amy Winehouse.
Okay. Okay.
Again, very artistic, very creative, very flowing in the creative nature and just amazing talent. You know, I think Amy Winehouse, because of some habits that she might have had, but unfortunately she was taken very soon from us. But Amy Winehouse was amazing to me, absolutely amazing.
All right, and since you said it earlier, I'm going to throw this in as a bonus question. So, what song would you love to have written?
What song would I have loved to have written? I wish I would have wrote Before I Let Go, Frankie Beverly and Maze, because that royalty check has to be stupid huge, man. I mean, can you imagine that royalty check, man, Before I Let Go? Man.
And I say, and now you know the thing about Frankie Beverly and Maze, they only did like really 3 albums that have stood the test of time.
Culture, man. They are the culture. I wish I would have wrote Frankie Beverly, Before I Let Go. I wish I would have wrote I Like Big Butts and I Cannot. Them royalty checks, man. Come on, get out of here.
Hey, but you know one that just snuck up on everybody recently, which is hot, is Scoop. There it is.
That commercial is really dope, though. That's one of my favorite commercials.
Yeah,
I love that commercial.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous that I sit and I watch it, and I wait for Daddy to come in. He's there. I laugh it's like it's just something about that commercial that's on point. Now the last question is, what? See, you see, messing around with you, I get 2 more. See, you done got 3 questions.
Take time.
You're a different cat. You got 3 questions. So here we go. Your next question is, here, if you could, what artists would you love to do a tour with?
If I could, what artist would I love to do a tour with? I would love to do a tour. That's a hard question, man. That's a hard question. Who would I would love to do a tour with Sade.
Okay.
I would love to do a tour with Sade.
Man, listen,
absolutely.
See that goes. See that's what I'm saying. See, you showing your well-roundedness. You don't win with every gambit. All right, here the killer. Here the killer. Now, if you got a chance to do an intimate love scene, who you doing it with?
See, you asking questions gonna get a brother in trouble. I'm doing that with my woman.
Boo!
Doing that with my woman.
Boo.
Doing that with my woman, man.
All right, look. You got a free pass. You can do it with any actress.
Oh man, you know what? I don't know who's killing it right now. Who's killing it right now? You know what? Issa Rae is killing it right now.
Okay, Issa Rae.
Issa Rae is killing it. And I love the fact that she's killing it so hard and she's just repping for the culture.
Yes.
Just in everything that she do. You know what I'm saying? So Issa Rae.
Okay, Issa Rae. All right, now we talked about earlier about and you made the point that was just dynamic as far as dealing with the song 27 and dealing with the fact of being able as Black men to show our love for our sisters and protect them. during the run, we trying to figure out now. Remember that it was like mid 90s maybe, where we had the You Will Know song about the brothers coming together and this, that, and other. The bill was up on Black Men United, and we were coming together, and then it fizzled out. And now, not to take anything away from it, but you got the LGBTQ people, you got the Black Girl Magic, and you got, but as far as Black men, we seem to be now the ones that, okay, y'all over in the corner. We see y'all at the party, but y'all stay in the corner while we do what we do. I mean, I think we need to find some way to get us back on the point of where we're not just your robbers, your thieves, your bodyguards, you know, because we have so much to say, but our voice has seemed to get lost in stupidity.
I think there's a yin to that yang. I think that's what gets portrayed a lot in the media. And in our world that we live in, media is in a lot of sense the weight majority of the population. So, you know, I can go to the grocery store and see men being very strong fathers, husbands, boyfriends, teachers, all of that. And I can see men, you know, talking to young men all the time, but the camera's just not out, or that's not what's being portrayed on media. So I think that we just have to do a good job of putting that out on our own. You know what I'm saying? Like highlighting that for ourselves. Now, on the national scale of, you know, a movement, you know, like Black Lives Matter, or you mentioned the LGBT. I understand that, yeah, it could be something done there as well, but you know, that's for us to really join hands and make that happen. You know what I mean? So it's definitely possible, but I don't want to say that it's not happening. It's happening, but you know, the way the scope sometimes might not be showing the lens of the positive side. Sometimes the negative side gets to shine. You know?
Yeah. Well, like I said, yeah, in our case, oh yeah, negative get to shine all day long, unless we're saving the world or saving that, you know. Anyway, I ain't gonna go down that route, but yeah. So basically, as the old thing says, our revolution will not be televised. We gotta just go ahead and do our thing. That's all right. But like I said, with brothers like you, I mean, and like I said, your father and other brothers in fraternities who stand up, I mean, in the neighborhoods, being good fathers, being good role models. I mean, like I say, my hat's off to you, bro. You know, I love you to death, man. I'm proud as I can be, not only because you're a member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, but for the fact of knowing you from, like I say, being the little bitty cat walking around there, and then becoming the big buff cat. And then, I mean, being who you are, man, like I said, you've always been one to where when your mind was thinking about, I could do that. How can I make that better? Even as a kid, that was you was like, yeah, okay, I can figure out. And you did it. Like you said, you heard it, you see it, and you're like, I can do it. And you do it. Continue to do that, bro, because I mean, you're making a difference and you're leaving a legacy. So I'm proud, like I say, I'm proud to know Brandon Harvey, Bo,
yes, sir.
My bro, the
yes,
ace.
Sir. Yes, sir.
The ace. So man,
I appreciate that, and thank you for this platform and you know, allowing some of the homegrown to come back and show some love. And you know, I hope that, you know, first of all, you know, we all still trying to figure this thing out. We all learning. You know, every day I learn something new, and I try to apply it the next day. So I hope that, you know, for anybody who watched this, that it's a testament and a slap on the back just to move towards your purpose Move with faith. Anything that you want to make happen, it can happen. And once you make that happen, send that energy back to me so I can do the same thing again.
And like I said, man, and on that note, you just ended the show on that note, my brother.
Did I?
Living and walking in your purpose, man. Hey, brother, look here, man. That's why I love you like I do, because you ain't holding back and we ain't playing. So go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day, man. We shall holler. Remember, love you, baby. Blue fight.
Blue fight.
All right, B.
All right. Appreciate you.